I'm joined in studio by Dr. Marlene Wasserman, but you may know her better as Dr. Eve, and she's going to speak to us about her new book. Thank you so much for joining us today.
So nice to be back.
Now, your new book is a fascinating topic and really something that's quite a new or a fairly new phenomenon. It's called cyber-infidelity, the new seduction. Introduce us to it, please.
It's exciting. It's something that I started 3 years ago when ashleymadison.com, which is the largest dating site for married people in the world, arrived in South Africa exactly 3 years ago. And I was opposed, and then I became intrigued as more and more women came into my therapy room talking to me about the exploits on Ashley Madison, and I became fascinated with it. And then Noel Biederman, who's the CEO and founder of Ashley Madison in Canada, approached me and said, let's do some work together. And that's how the story began. And I said to him, I'd be really keen if I could do some research into this new phenomenon called cyber-infidelity. I guess new because it's online. Infidelity's been around as long as marriage has been around. But the concept of what people are doing online was really fascinating for me. And in addition to that, not only what they were doing online, but what this said about modern day marriages today. And it's been a magnificent process in 3 years to watch the evolution of relationships. And I've been like at the cutting edge of it and been right in the mix of it, trying to understand expectations that have shifted so enormously around what we expect from marriage. The traditional values of marriage are fidelity and commitment and monogamy, and cyber-infidelity has kind of blown that right out the water. So it's been completely fascinating for me.
Now, to many of our viewers, the phrase cyber-infidelity may not quite sit well, because they may say to you, but Dr. Eve, how can I possibly be having an extramarital relationship with somebody over a digital space? It's really just not possible. But of course, your book addresses this.
Yes, what my book shows is that the online infidelity is incredibly vivid and incredibly, well, it's so common. It's anyone who has a device, like you've got a device in your hand right now. You have the possibility of interacting with thousands, millions of other people. And that becomes something which is quite sexualized or becomes quite emotional. So the concept of chatting in a synchronistic manner, meaning two people at the same time chatting, while that chat accelerates and progresses, which it does incredibly quickly, from hi, how are you doing, to what you're wearing, to oh, I really think that I'd like to see more of you, to well, here's a picture of me, to well, let's meet offline. That progresses incredibly quickly. So while you're sitting online, people were saying to me, I don't understand this. I'm not cheating. And the byline of my book is, it's not that I'm having sex or anything, because that's what kept coming into my therapy room. People would be very defensive and say to the crying partner, I don't know why you're so upset. It's not that I'm having sex or anything. And at the beginning I thought, this is true. Why are they so upset? Because the traditional model of what sex is around penetration or body exchanges of fluids. And here there wasn't anything like that, yet the impact of it was so significant, and in fact much more significant to the other partner once they found out than an in real life infidelity.
In fact, I think what this really highlights is that emotional infidelity is so damaging.
Well, emotional infidelity online is doubly damaging to any other kind of infidelity, which was really one of the incredibly interesting findings that I had. And I'll tell you why that is. You've got, first of all, the usual infidelity pain, which is the sense of betrayal and exclusion and unbelievable surprise that I have been betrayed by this person who tells me they love me and who I think I know. Then you've got the text messages, you've got actual signs, you've got evidence, which if you're doing it with somebody in the office or your best friend, you don't have the physical signs of it, but online you've got the physical signs, you've got evidence. So you're reading it, and it's incredibly painful to be reading an affair that's happening, or words that are being exchanged between two people. You feel enormously wounded by that. And then the third element of pain is that, who is this person? I don't get to know this person. And what it's shown us is that there are so many different facets of us that we don't disclose everything to one partner. We're sharing different facets with different people online. And the partner feels unbelievably wounded, like, why don't I get to see the dominatrix in you? Why don't I get to see the caring, empathetic man in you? Why don't I get to hear about your dreams or what you long for or your pain? Because you lie next to me in bed, but here you are on a device and you're sharing that stuff with somebody else who is a virtual stranger to you, but actually with time becomes more intimate to you than your real